Hi, I'm Stanford Silverman. I'm the co-founder of Minerva Capital Management and also an owner of an advertising agency, Silver Betty Incorporated. Well, first, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I love doing business. I love working with people. As I've said, I'm a co-founder of Minerva Capital Management. Minerva Capital Management is a hybrid hedge fund. This hybrid hedge fund has access to over $1 billion in funding to purchase colleges and schools and other educational opportunities. I'm also the owner of an advertising agency and have owned that agency for over 35 years. We've worked primarily with educational institutions, that is college, universities, and schools, and have worked with over 150 of them over the years. In working with these schools, we are dedicated to changing people's lives. The education business deals with outcomes, and I love what I do because I love helping people to change their lives and make a difference in people's lives. Well, I aspire to help people to change their lives. I like to make a difference, both financially and spiritually, in people and in the way they live their lives. I also aspire at the same time to generate high levels of alpha for my investors. And I do that by working with students to make students and employees the best that they can be, and at the same time, my experiential learning to transmit this to other people so that they also can do what I've been able to do in my life. I think the most important solutions that I offer to my clients is I offer them the opportunity to see a restricted view of different opportunities that are available in the educational vertical. And the way I'm able to do this is my team and I have been in the vertical for over 35 years, and we know a lot of the individuals who own the businesses that we're going to buy with the understanding that we can come in and purchase these companies, and in purchasing them, act as an activist to change the way the business is done and to increase the value of the business. The team that I have is a team of very experienced portfolio management people who have worked in the education business for many years and know the education business backwards and forwards. In working in these industries, we see there are a lot of advantages in terms of pricing of individual schools and multiples that you pay for schools, and also we act as a catalyst in the business, taking a school that's just grown to a certain point or a college that's just grown to a certain point, and then through proactive working with schools, we enhance the value and bring up the valuation so that it sells at a higher multiple with a much greater EBITDA after we've worked with them. We also are deep value investors, and with our activist approach, we have historically generated outstanding broad market, non-correlated, absolute returns, looking every year for ROI in excess of 100%. I think the biggest misconceptions about the business is that one, regulatory climate affects growth and profitability. Many of the people I've dealt with say that the problem with growth in the industry is that the government is involved. I look at it just the opposite. The government is involved because they want students and they want schools to have good outcomes for their clients, which are the students. And I feel that the more regulation that there is, the better players are going to perform relative to other people who are not good players in the business. And the more regulation, right, it sort of cuts down the field of people who are in the business by eliminating them because they didn't perform for the people like my company that performs very well. Another misconception in the business is that growth and profitability are limited by declining student enrollment demographics. As someone once said to me, right, who's your competition in New York City? And I said, the average school in New York City of a decent size is 4,000 to 5,000 students. If you can't fill up a school with 4,000 to 5,000 students in a market that has over 20 million people in the SMSA, then you aren't marketing your business properly. So growth and profitability are not limited by a declining population of students who are going to school. The education industry is an industry that basically has 7 to 8 year business cycles. The education business is now on an upcycle. And in that upcycle, I see that over the next 4 to 5 years, there are going to be a lot of mergers, a lot of acquisitions, and a lot of IPOs. IPOs that will be successful and give high return on investment. I believe that the timing confluence at this time shows a strong, available, bottoms-up investment opportunity focused on specific companies as opposed to the industry as a whole. As you look at these target investments will give high return on investment and great opportunities for investors. First, I think one of the most important things is that the outcomes in business are an inverse relationship with net income. That by giving students more, by working with them to make sure that they stay in school, by mentoring students, that causes net income to drop. Quite the opposite, it causes net income to increase. When you take care of your customers and you make sure that your customers are happy, what you'll find is that your bottom line grows as opposed to shrinking. Two, I think that in bringing in a management team into a business, a management team has to understand the business. They have to be flush with knowledge about the intricacies of the business, as opposed to people who come in who've managed other businesses. As in every business, it's the nuances that make the differences, and it's the nuances that will give you increased profitability. The last thing I would say is that one of the things that are greatly misunderstood, especially in the for-profit business, is there are no such things as bad students. There are only bad teachers and advisors. It's the job of an owner of a school to take a student at whatever the level they're at and to bring that student up in level so that that student can perform almost at the level of the teacher. That's what we're charged with in changing people's life. We try to create wealth in business, and we don't create wealth by getting people jobs. We create wealth by giving people the opportunity to start their own businesses so that they in turn can increase the revenue that those businesses make, bringing people in, and so that those people can create wealth throughout the economy and make America a great place to live. I think the most impactful moment for me is I always thought that I was the one who transformed the companies that I work with and for. Years of experience have taught me something quite different. Right? What it has taught me is that the work that I did for the companies, the work that I did didn't transform the companies, the work transformed me. Seeing that people were now graduating from college, had changed their lives, that families were transformed, that people who were on the or welfare were now able to get jobs, were now able to support their families. Seeing this transformed me. So it wasn't the business that I transformed, it was the business that ended up transforming me. Everyone feels like they're stuck and are in pain and suffering. They don't understand how to solve problems. They have a contracted awareness of what their business is. When you look at a business, people would become frightened. They would be unhappy going to work. Right? You need to expand the way you think, to think out of the box, to think about solutions to problems, about how you can help people to change their lives. In changing people's lives, you change your life, right? No problem can ever be solved at a level of awareness at which it was created. That's one of the sayings of Albert Einstein. In order to be able to solve a problem, you have to raise your awareness, you have to think out of the box, and you have to be something that you aren't now, and that takes a lot of work. Challenge yourself. Learn something new every single day. Learning is a lifetime occupation. If you want to challenge yourself, and if you can challenge yourself, then you end up learning every day and making different decisions than if you didn't challenge yourself. Do work you care about. Be obsessed with your idea. Obsessed. Think about it. Dream about it. Eat it. Sleep it. Let every muscle, every fiber in your body exude that one idea. Work ceases to be work when you love what you do. Take a risk. If you're going to sit back and not believe in yourself, right, then you're not going to go anywhere. Life is about taking risks. Moving forward is about taking risks. And if you're not willing to take them, you're not going to go anywhere. Believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else is going to believe in yourself. Work to get the knowledge base, and once you feel that you have the knowledge base, then strike out on your own. Right? Try to create wealth. Try to build your own businesses. Try to be something that you aren't now. Believe in yourself, or nobody else is going to believe in you. Have a vision. And in having that vision, then go out and create the vision once you've had it. Find good people. I think this is really a key to all businesses. A white cloth is dyed by what it's dipped in. And so when you go out to find people with character, find people with values, find people who will challenge you, not people who will say, oh, yes, you're right. You want people to challenge you in everything you do, because that forces you to start thinking about other ways to solve problems. You need to work with people, people who are smart, people who are smarter than you are. Right? An entrepreneur is an individual who goes out, takes land, labor, and capital, and combines it in such a way as to make a profit. As I said before, build a team. Great teams work. If you build a great team, you can always conquer your competition. Also, in building a team, you also need to know when to let go. Right? An entrepreneur typically feels that he's the leader of the team and that he has to be there to make decisions. That isn't correct. An entrepreneur needs to be there, but he needs a team, because an entrepreneur cannot do everything. So get a good team, allow your team to work, allow your team to go out and do what they need to do. They'll make mistakes, right? But you only learn from the mistakes you make. And so they'll learn from the mistakes, and they'll help you to build a business. I would also say you need to face your fears. Once you're able to face your fears, whatever you think you are, you're going to be. If you believe that you're weak, you will be weak. If you believe that you can't achieve what you're trying to achieve, you never will. If you believe you can't get your funding to work and grow your business, you won't get it. Right? So you need to believe in yourself, face your fears, and once you face the brute of your fears, you'll be successful. Don't be afraid of anything. The moment you start to fear is the moment that you find out that you're really nobody. And the last thing I would say is act. You can't move forward if you stay in one place. If you have an idea, if you believe that your way of doing business is the way, then do something. Success only comes through action. You gain nothing by staying in one place, so you must act once you believe that you should be moving forward. have to smile at this one, and the reason I have to smile at this one is I learned in joining the Financial Policy Council what it means to create wealth as opposed to what it means to be successful in business. And what I learned was that anybody can make money in a business, but that isn't the creation of wealth. I learned that you can't be myopic and think only about yourself. You need to think about spreading the word, showing other people how to be successful the way you've been successful. FPC has given me the opportunity to give back. It has given me the opportunity to work for an organization that I believe has the values that I try to expound. The values of our founding fathers of life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. The FPC exudes this, and the founder of FPC is an individual who has inspired me with the way he's performed in his business to want to be like him. I can be reached 24/7, 365. An entrepreneur never sleeps, always thinking about our business and ways to do it better. If you want to reach me, you can reach me through LinkedIn. You can reach me through Facebook. You can reach me through Minerva Capital Management. Look it up. You'll find our email addresses. Or you can reach me through Silver Betty Inc., the advertising agency I own. Or you can reach me at info@financialpolicycouncil.org. And thank you very much. I hope all of you are also successful. Come and join Financial Policy Council. Come to our monthly get-togethers and lectures. Learn about how you too can be successful in life and how you can also help yourself and others to create wealth and to make life better and this planet a better place to live in.